Cullen. We're here in the Centurion Bar in the RDS. Very special evening that you and the coaches, a meet and greet with the season ticket holders here in Leinster.
Yeah, it's probably a bit overdue, to be honest. One of the things we're keen, I think the playing group and coaches, are to have that sense of one team. And yeah, it's a really important night for us because we want to have that engagement with the supporters, and we want to make the RDS here a special place to play. It's great having all the guys back this week. It's been a short week, trying to get it ready for Northampton off the back of a very short week, playing a game on Friday. So it's good to have that energy, though. The guys are back, they're enthused again by putting on a blue Leinster jersey, or a little bit of yellow thrown in there as well. But everyone's looking forward to Northampton now.
Thanks a million for coming, and without further ado, Leo Cullen. Thank you.
Playing for Leinster is a great thing for a lot of players. When they play here, particularly in the RDS, they've talked a lot about making the RDS a really, really special place to play. So they want to create moments in the game that are special, that supporters can get behind, and they're part of it. And obviously then the players will feed off the energy that the supporters give. So the role that you guys play is crucial in all that. Michael Cheika took over after I'd agreed to leave, and he persuaded me to come back. And Leinster went on to have some great days. One of the things that stands out when I talk about the supporters, I remember, I'll never forget this, because we were playing a game against Leicester Tigers here. I don't know how many you remember, Leinster won 22-9. And I was thinking, just talking about the role of supporters, and I remember we were there ready for a line out, and I could hear the crowd chanting. They're all like, Leo, Leo. And I was like, wow, this crowd is really getting behind me. And then from the corner of my eye, I see Leo the Lion there beating the drum. I'm like, this all makes sense now. Stuart's come in and he's added a huge amount of energy to the group. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Stuart Lancaster, who's just going to talk a little bit about creating that sense of identity and some of the challenges that that he would have faced with England, to make them a more likeable team.
So when I arrived, we did a one-to-one with every player, and I'd ask them the question, so where are you from? Dublin. Where do you go to school? And they'd go to, lots of different schools, but where do you go to the academy? Here. What's your ambition? To play here. What do you want to do, further down the line? Stay here and play here. Where do your family live? Here. Honestly, there is definitely no English team that has that proximity and that connection with their community. And even the senior players, the guys, your Rob Carnes as well. I remember saying to Rob, I said, so have you had opportunities to go overseas and, play in France or wherever you went? Yeah. I said, do you fancy it? He said, no, why would I want to do that? I said, I just want to stay in Dublin and play for Leinster. It's absolutely incredible. I've never met a club like it. And actually, I don't think the players understand what strength that is. I will go as far as to say they're the best group of players I've come across. They are humble, respectful, hard-working. They want to improve. They care about the team. They care about each other. And there isn't one player I've met, and this is from academy through to the senior team, who I've come away thinking he doesn't quite fit. He's not quite buying into what we're about. There isn't anyone like that. A very, very good group.
My question is, how do you train the concentration of the players?
If you train with sufficient intensity, and that doesn't mean ferocity necessarily, but intensity, and for extended periods of time where you give them fatigue, decision-making, practice that's random rather than structured, then ultimately what you'll find is there'll be errors to start with. But what we're finding now is the way the players are training is the errors are getting less frequent, and they're getting more and more comfortable in what I'll call chaos or unstructured situations. We talked a lot about our attack over the last few weeks, wanting to become less predictable in attack and to be comfortable in chaos. So I think you've seen, hopefully, some progression in terms of our attacking game, where an offload and someone pushing on the play and a more fluidity in our phase play attack.
John, you never got that big money move to Ulster, but you have played for Munster in Thomond, for Connacht in the sports ground. So to Stuart's point, why is the RDS so much better than the other two grounds?
Oh, Marcus. Good question.
Trevor Dempsey, we've just come to the end of the supporters meet and greet. How was the evening for you meeting all those season ticket holders?
Yeah, it was great fun. Really enjoyed it. Some challenging questions at times for you guys trying to catch us off guard now, but it was great fun. And it's really good to engage with supporters and you get a feel from them about what's it like. And they've sort of brought some new suggestions, new ideas that we as a club can bring, because that's ultimately what we want to do. Is we want to grow our supporters base, we want to grow the fan base, and we want to try and make the RDS, as was mentioned tonight, a fortress and an intimidating place to come and play.
It's a hugely important block of games coming up for Leinster.
Yeah, no, I think what everyone realises this is, and we've spoken about it, it's a defining part of the season in two competitions. Obviously, European back-to-back against Northampton. We know how strong Premiership side they are, and then obviously we got those two big games again, two derby matches over Christmas, which is going to be huge in terms of trying to cement that top spot or top two spots for the home semi-final later in the year in the Pro 12. So it is important. We're fortunate that we've got a fit squad, and we've got a lot of competition, a lot of healthy competition, and a few selection headaches as well, so it's a good place to be.